Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Raka Widi Pratama. I'm from Class B English Education 2019. And now I am 5th semester and supporter lecture Adisma SPD MPD. Okay, so I'm going to explain about section 1. What is ESP? The first, the origins of ESP. The second, the development of ESP. Section 2, course design. The first, language description. The second, theories of learning. The third, needs analysis. The fourth, approach to course design. Okay, next, what is ESP? ESP is an abbreviation of English for specific purposes, so it can be interpreted as learning English for certain, more specific purposes. The aim of ESP is to approach language teaching to find learners' needs. Okay. 1. The origins of ESP. Along with the development of human activities, ESP is not only intended as a planet change. A. The demons of Brave New World. This happened because of the activity of exchanging goods and service after the World War. B. A revolution in linguistics. So, the purpose of this linguistics is to be able to know use of good and correct English, namely the grammar. When we speak or write, the grammar is correct. C. Focus on the learner. That is, students have different needs and interests. Okay, number 2, the development of ESP. In its development, ESP has undergone 5 phases of change. A. The concept of spatial language register analysis. In this case, the focus on grammar, where lexical grammar is higher than in general English. The purpose of this analysis is to produce a syllabus that gives high priority to student language forms. B. Beyond the sentence, rhetorical or discourse analysis. At this stage, the attention is shifted to levels above the sentence, such as ESP close to the emerging file of discourse or rhetorical analysis. C. Target situations. The target situation is a situation where the learner will use their learning. D. Skills and strategies. It takes skills and strategies to understand the text, not only thinking about language itself, but also thinking about the process of using language. E. A learning-centered approach. Our concern is on a language learning. ESP is based on understanding of the learning process because it's the most corner approach. Okay, next, course design. 1. Language descriptions. A. Classical or traditional grammar. The divisions of English with other language based on classical grammar, namely Greek and Latin. This description is based on an analysis of the roles played by each word and sentence. B. Structural linguistics. Describing terms from syntagmatic language words. Grammar that carry main propositions. C. Transformational generative grammar. There are 2 levels, namely the aspect level of the rules of the mind, the surface level, where these thoughts are expressed through the syntax of language. There are two things that affect the rules and the relationships between meaning and form. D. Language variations. Language is different, but it is the same goal. Different delivery, which is analysis with variation. E. Functional notional grammar. Functional concerns social behavior and represents the goals of the speaker or writer, while ideas reflect what is in the human mind. F. Discourse rhetorical analysis. The context of the sentence is also important to form the meaning. The meaning in a sentence can be the same, but in a different context. In other words, where is a language that has a meaning for other purposes. Okay, next, number 2. Theories of learning. Language can only be understood as it should be as a reflection of human thought process. Language is conditioned by observing thoughts, organizing, and storing information. A. Behaviorism, learning habit formation. This method will be known to many language teachers by placing basic methodological rules. First, based on the concept of stimulus response, and second, on the assumptions that learning second language must reflect and imitate the feeling process of learning the mother tongue. B. Mentalism, thinking as rule-governed activity. Learning is not just a form of habit, but the rules of learning, a process where individual experiences are used with thought to formulate hypotheses or tentative assumptions. Mentalism is seen by children as a humans who have their own creativity. C. Cognitive code, learners as thinking beings. Learners will learn when they are actively thinking about what they are learning. D. The affective factor, learners as emotional beings. Empathize motivations as an affective factor. Before students can think actively about something, they must be willing to think about it. Emotional resources to learning experience are the basic foundations for the intuition's cognitive process. A. Learning on acquisition. Learning is seen as a conscious process where proficiency takes place anxiously. This reflection for language learners will be beneficial forward. F. A model for learning. A learning model will provide a practical resource or reference for ESP teachers and course designers by study. Okay, next. Number 3, need analysis. What distinguishes ESP from general English is not the need as already mentioned, but lies in the awareness of the need. A. What are the target needs? Targeted need is a general term that in a practice hides a number of important different needs, weaknesses, and wants. B. Gathering information about target needs. There are several ways to gather information. The most frequently used method is questionnaires, interviews, research, data collection, and information consultation with other student sponsors. C. Learning needs. Analysis of the target situation can determine the destinations. It can also act as a compass on the way to provide general direction. D. Analyzing learning needs. A framework for analyzing learning needs. Okay, next, number 4. Approach to course design. Course design is the process by which raw data about students' needs are interpreted to produce multiple interpretations of the teaching experience. A. Language-centered course design aims to illustrate the direct relationships between the target situations, analysis, and the content of the ESP course. B. Skill-centered course design formed into basic principles, namely the basic theoretical hypothesis and the pragmatic basis. C. A learning-centered approach. It is based on the principle that learning is totally determined by the teacher. Okay, next, conclusions. It can be concluded that ESP or English for Specific Purposes is an approach in teaching and using English for special fields and studies that are in accordance with the needs of the fields of skills and professions that use English. English for Specific Purposes or ESP learning is an English learning approach where the things taught and the teaching methods are based on the reason why the learner wants to learn English. Okay, I think that's all from me. If you found mistakes, please forgive me. The last I say thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.